Hello, it's Jan16 and today we are doing a layout update. There's several things, but the main thing is Evergreen Bank, the actual hillside which is behind me. But first I'm just going to show you the goods yard. It's a bit of a mess at the moment. I should have tidied it up really. I got to do the video quick because I'm off out. So, here we go. Basically, I went to the mall shop last week, bought a few points, and I don't know if I showed you the track work, but I'm just going to show you the idea of it. So, if we move this coal truck, I got a catch point here, stop runaway wagons going into the main line where the A4 bittern is, and demonstrate that now. If a train's on the main line, these wagons will just go wallop and derail. Depends how fast trains go. If it's got fast enough, it'll probably end up in the main line anyway. But these catch points are quite good. They're actually £9 to buy, which is a bit expensive. But I paid £9 for the one what the branch comes off behind me, the spur. But this one I paid a £5 for second hand. That one over there, this one cost me £9. So it's a bit of a... It's a bit expensive, but they do look good. You can, if you got points that you don't use, I would recommend cutting them up. And I done that with the last layout, if you remember, and I had one put in one of the sidings just to test, and it looked alright. It looked a little bit better really than these do. The retaining walls have been put up. These are stuck down now. That's 2 packs there, which means there's 4 in each pack. And there's 8 on there now. Where the signal box is, I'm going to put card behind there, just brick card, and probably put a ridge across top, but nothing as thick as what's there, just to make it look like the signal box is put into the actual cliff, the bank. So that looks quite good. And you notice the snow on the buildings. I probably showed this in a previous video, but the signal box was one of the first I'd done, and I'm really pleased that it came out. Again, scatter of snow, nothing heavy, not going to be really deep snow, and that's why you can still see the roof for it. Really impressed with how that came out. If we go around, you start to see the hillside, and there it is. That's Evergreen Bank. Now, one thing to point out, the chapel, that's not staying there. In fact, this entire piece is coming off that chunk now, and the chapel's got to be moved down. Basically, because this is a hillside, a cliff face, and I think it's going to look too big. The cliff's going to look a bit overshadowed. It'll overshadow the layout, if you know what I mean. So I've got to do away with that and just move that down a bit. But as you see, the plaster Paris is now dry. This is done now. And the road comes down, still got to work on this area, comes down, round here, down, and onto the bottom, and then we'll just have a road going across here off into the wall. So it goes up like that. We got the police station here, good place for the police station I think. The police station was originally going where the farmhouse is. I might swap them around or have a look. There's loads to do before they actually be stuck down. So I'll play around with that, see what looks better. The road here, there's got to be another piece of polystyrene put there. Probably come from this on top here. And that. Again, also this will be a cliff face, like a sheer drop then. Something I really want to work on. Same down here. The retaining walls are going to stop on the end of this one, and then I'm going to have it go into a bit of a bank, a cliff now here. So I've left this open for now so I can put my hand underneath and lift this one out. But the cliff that's going here will be made to lift out as well, so I can get underneath. So I'm working on that at the moment. That's actually in the next room. This section, the road come down, still working on the joints. I got special bits that's going on these. The farmhouse got its own little road coming out onto the lane here. Pond We have a pond here with a bloke fishing and a nice pine tree overhanging. Look quite nice in the cold winter. Again with the pond, because the scatter of snow, I'm not sure if I should do it quite frozen, quite frozen, but I'll figure that out. The pond ain't going to be done straight away. I want to work on the gasworks area one first, then this one, but I want to get all the plaster cloth and polystyrene sorted first. And the clip for this bit. I want this all done, ready, so it can be moved out, put on the floor, and I can work on it, if you know what I mean. The table will be brought in and I can work on it. Now the road that goes to it, we'll join that. As you can see, it's a bit of a height at the moment. I'm still working on that, but that should be done by not the end of the day, probably tomorrow. I've got that in the works in that room as well. As you can see, it goes up to the gasworks. There's buildings going across the front here, so you won't really, you'll see these, but there's still buildings going in front of these. The buildings that's going in front will be fully stepped down to the actual, this area, where these at the back lift off with the cardboard. The ones on the front will be stuck right down, and I'm working on that as well. I got so much going on. So that's all of that area. I'm also doing a bit of work on the turntable area, adding some more tracks in at the back here. There's actually four tracks that come off here. One being where the T9 is, and then the N2, and then these two here. So I need to put one more in. Retainer walls here, probably going to be these, I'm not too sure yet. I'm playing around with that. The dog's moaning, she wants to go out. And lastly is the signal. I bought this from the model shop second hand, and basically so the track goes left into the other platform, and this goes through the middle centre line with the main line. These are not going to be functional. Signals will not work on this layout because there's just going to be so many of them, and I would like them working, but I just don't see the point. I'm building this layout to run real life trains that would have run in 50s and 60s, and signalling is not the main priority. If I had more time and probably ways I could get around it, signals, I would do it. But that's what moves us on to this other thing. No one's actually asked me yet, but the points. Now, they do not have point motors. I used point motors on the last layout, the actual evergreen bank that was in the other room, and yeah, they worked really well, but it got to a point where I just wasn't using the switches. The track was right here in front of me. I would sit down in front of it, watch trains go by, have the controllers right in front of me, and I would just change the points myself. So I'm not going to deal with point motors. Plus the junction over here, I mean, that's a lot of point motors going there. Then you got all the engine yard. It's a good idea. Point motor, I see why people use them, and I would use them, but I have no idea about electricity and that. I have a rough idea, but I wouldn't be able to wire them all in and that. Then probably need a bigger controller, and there's loads of stuff. So I'm not going for point motors this time. I know it's good for if you're doing running videos, you don't have to pause and you just run over the points and that, but it suits me. It's always suited me not having point motors. So at least I really don't need them. I would add them if I really needed them, if I think the layout's really going to be good with them, but it ain't for this one. There's ways around it for me at the moment. So that's great. That's everything that's happened. The signal, the very first signal, there's 4 more built, ready to go up, but I'm just waiting now. I've actually just finished the track diagram, and that'll be in a next video. And thanks for watching. I hope you like how the layout's turning out. A lot's going on. I'm so busy this week, and I got a new controller coming tomorrow, Gauge Master Model D. So that'll be wired in, and you'll see that in action in a video in this week. So thanks for watching. Hope you enjoy this video, and bye.